his reflection grew. So yeah, there's a lot about reflection in the play, in the words, and in the story. I agree with you. It's lovely, and I'm thrilled to bring this play to you at this time, because in our nation and around the world, there's so much reflection going on. It just feels like it's the right time and or particularly poignant time to do so, that we have a need to come together, and we have a need to kind of air out these things that we've all lived through, and happy to, with the help of many partners, be able to provide that through this story, which helps us do so in a I think, a poetic way rather than a harsh way. We've had a lot of harshness. And, yes.
I just wanted to say that I was very impressed with the staging of this play, because I really didn't know very much about what I was going to see when I got here. Because of the title and the setting, I thought I was going to see a much more strident play. But with Asylum Theater taking and opening up the whole presentation with the chamber symphony and the incredibly wonderful performances, I spent the first part of this afternoon's performance just letting the music wash over me and thinking how much I've missed live performances. So that by the time the actual play started, I was already blending to a more subjective or a more learning kind of more of an idea of being a listener, and the fact that, as some of the other people have expressed, the dialogue in the play itself does not put out the villain and the other, or the good guys and the bad guys. I think that this piece can be a really extraordinarily helpful learning process to remind us that the world is more complicated than the first answer. And the first answer is not always the answer. It's only a dialogue starting point. And this seems like a piece of work that can be very much part of that process, because it does open the situation up to be a multicolored, multicultural, dimensional kind of a perspective. Instead of telling you what to think, it invites you to listen and try to figure it out.
Thank you. And I agree. I couldn't be more thrilled with Nevada Chamber Orchestra's performance of the quartet. Just absolutely an excellent way to set the mood. That was a stroke of genius from Sarah, and very thankful for it.
I have to say, I love that you picked up on the ears being awake, because that was actually very much on purpose. And it's very rare for a director to hear someone in the audience say it worked. So thank you. Because I wanted there to be, we want to tell all the story of the story, and the story of this play begins with the radio. And I love the narration and how we could treat it like it's painting a verbal picture. And because the story of Scherzo is about the translation, the language, all of that, it was great to sort of wake the ears up and the sort of senses with the music, so that we could hear that fantastic first passage, which Joy Domain read, who's also in the audience with us. Yes. But it's, I just love that there's this way to focus on the words first, since we are here talking about translation.